Hi you guys, this is Miss Jess from the Monroe Street Art Center. I am so excited because we just mailed out and hand delivered our art kit number 2. So first of all, just wanted to say thank you guys. Ignore my cat. I just want to say thank you guys for supporting the Art Center at this time. We really appreciate you guys, and we're totally humbled by the amount of art kits that have gone out this week. So I'm extremely excited to show you guys some projects that we can use with all the stuff inside. Okay, so first project we're going to do today is a watercolor painting. So inside of your box, there's going to be a lot of different papers. And I know that doesn't look like a lot, but all of these papers are totally different and they all offer sort of a different way to create and a different way to paint. Since this is experimental painting, we're going to be making our own paints this week. The paints we're going to make today are going to be made from Crayola markers. So super common washable marker. If you don't have Crayola brand and you've got another kind of washable marker, those will work just fine. Crayolas are awesome because the colors are so vibrant and that if you water them down just a little bit, they turn from marker to paint. So super easy, super fun. Anyone can do this project today. In your art kit, there's 2 pieces of paper that you're going to need. There's one small square, small white square. It's a little bit rough. This is a cold press watercolor paper. So this is a professional grade artist quality watercolor paper, and I'm so excited to use it. We're going to make a sort of a landscape picture today, okay? So I'll get there eventually, but take this square out of your kit if you can find this square. The other piece that you're going to need is this longer rectangle. It's kind of shiny and like waxy on one side, and then it just feels like regular dry paper on the other side. This is an artist's palette paper. I like to call it the lazy painter's palette because it's disposable. So you can throw it away, you can wipe it off super clean as soon as you're done with it so that you can use it again. Just really versatile. I like to use these when I'm on the go or, again, just feeling lazy and I don't want to clean up my paint. So anyways, grab those 2 things. Again, markers if you've got them. We're going to need a small cup of water, a paintbrush. You should have a paintbrush included in your kit. And then a pencil for sketching. And if you have one, not necessary, but if you have one, a black Sharpie or a black marker to do sort of a silhouette on your painting today, okay? All right, so I'm just gonna hold my painting up here so that you guys can see what I've sort of sketched. I'm keeping it super simple. I just want to have some trees, pine trees down on the ground, and then a full moon up above. One of my favorite places in the whole world is northern Wisconsin, and that's kind of what I'm daydreaming about today as I make this painting. So I started with pencil, right? Always easier to erase if I feel like I've made a mistake. Take your time. Think about what you want to make today. If you have a favorite place that you like to go, this could be your backyard. This could be somewhere that you want to go. Mountains, a beach, the ocean, somewhere totally made up, maybe somewhere in outer space, I don't know. Okay. Once you've decided and you've got it drawn out, we're going to use that black Sharpie or black marker to fill in our spaces like a silhouette, okay? So a silhouette means it's almost like a shadow, like if a light is shining on something and it sort of casts a shadow or a shape of a silhouette. So what I'm going to do with this is actually fill in my full moon. Voila, I love Sharpies. And then fill in my trees. And I'm going to go kind of fast just for the sake of moving this project along. You guys can really take your time, think about your design. Maybe you were supposed to go somewhere for spring break and never went. You could draw that place. Okay. So I'm filling all of this space in. This just suggests that this is a landscape that we can't really see right now because we're going to be focused on the sky that's behind it on this watercolor paper. Right? So all this space down here is black. And I'll hold it up in a second so you can see. I'm just filling it in the best I can. Okay. All All right, I think I like the way that looks. Maybe I got a couple little plants and sprigs and sprouts down here. And I don't know, I just decided this is gonna be water in the background or something. All right, I'm getting carried away. Okay, so here's my general outline, my general idea of what mine looks like, okay? Now comes the fun part. With our palette paper, we're gonna start to make our own paints. Mine is gonna be a nighttime sky, so I'm gonna use some darker colors. Maybe my teal, my purple. I'm gonna do some, maybe I'll even do some green and maybe some blue also. Okay, why don't I start with my purple? So what you guys are gonna do is take your markers. These work best if they're really juicy markers. So if you've got a really old dried up marker, it might not work the best. I'm gonna make a really big spot of purple. Great, right? Over and over a few times, make it nice and juicy. Put your cap on so it doesn't dry off afterwards. Before I add water to this, I'm gonna make a second spot here because I kind of want two colors to sort of play around with on my watercolor paper. Watercolors are fun because they're super watery, they're super drippy, so your colors kind of blend together. They're not always the best medium if you're trying to make something perfect with super crispy lines, because watercolors, they just sort of run together, they blend, they flow. Okay, I'm adding one last color here, and then I think I'm gonna add my water. Awesome, so now with my paintbrush, I've got my painting here, can you guys see? My paintbrush, I'm gonna add some, look at that, it brings it right back to life. Start with my purple. I'm just gonna start filling in my sky. Rinse my brush off. Maybe I wanna add some blue, so now I'm juicing up the blue marker that I put on. Since my purple was still a little bit wet, my colors sort of are bleeding together in the middle. Okay. Well, it's still wet. I'm going to add a little bit more blue. I think I need a little bit extra color in here, so I'm going to use my marker again. Ooh, it's really squeaky. And zhuzh it up. Do it again. Oh yeah. I'm loving it. Okay, all right, I haven't used any of my teal yet. So I rinse my brush off, we'll add some teal. Brings it right back to life. Awesome. I like that color too. So you guys can play around. Maybe I want to go back in with my purple and add some little spots like this. It's fun to just watch and see how the colors kind of bleed and flow and blend. And there's really no right way to do watercolors. I'll hold it up here. It might drip a little bit, but I'm okay with that. Ooh, look at that. It sort of reminds me of like the Northern Lights. Okay, I'm gonna bring it down here still. I've got some more space to go. Let's see, I haven't used any green. And you know what, for fun, I think I'm gonna add even a little bit of red and maybe mix my own kind of a shade of purple. Here's green. This is like a bright neon green. Wherever feels right to add it. Awesome. All right, so here's the red I'm talking about. We'll do just a little bit of red and purple at the end. I guess I'm going with kind of a, until now I'm going with a cool color palette. Makes kind of a muddy color down by the shoreline. Awesome. Few final drops here, and then I'll hold it up so you guys can see. I actually really like this drippy effect, so I added a little extra water to mine. So it'll all kind of drip down now. Oops. Okay. So I can't wait to see what you guys can come up with. If you do decide to make a marker watercolor painting on your watercolor paper, I would love to see your creations. So share them with us and have fun with it. Thank you guys.